This is Fred Barstein with 401k TV here in Las Vegas at NIPA's annual conference, National Institute of Pension Administrators. And we're lucky to have an attorney here, Allison Cohen. Welcome, Allison.
Thank you.
Okay, if we ask you a few questions.
Absolutely.
Allison, we know that companies are always changing. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be that they're buying or selling. It can just be growth, or downsizing. And plan sponsors, a lot of times the first thing they think about is not how do I change my retirement plan and adjust. So what are some of the things that you've seen where plan sponsors may be leveraging their TPA, have done a good job, and some mistakes that you've actually, as an attorney, had to go and clean up?
Be happy to tell you that. So I'll give you an example first of where things can go very, very wrong if you don't bring your TPA in and leverage their knowledge. I had a very large bank that they were acquiring another bank company, and they brought in the TPA early enough in advance that they were able to review the other plan that was involved. They were able to discern that there were loans that at issue. Many of them belonged to the C-suite, the executives themselves. And so if that transaction had gone through without consulting the TPA, what would have happened is all those loans would have gone into default.
Wow.
And suddenly the former C-suite folks would have found themselves with huge, one of them was a real estate loan. So that would have been a huge tax liability. It was like a $40-something thousand balance. And so instead, the TPA was able to recommend, let's merge the plans instead, let's do this appropriately, saved all of the loans and made the transaction a much smoother and more positive experience.
Great.
On the other side is the bad side of the story is when an acquisition occurred, and unfortunately the TPA was not brought in, and then once they finally came into the picture, it was already a done deal. So we were now stuck with this other plan that was a very toxic mess. It hadn't updated its documents, it was non-qualified, and so we had to spend, the company had to spend a considerable amount of time and money cleaning up something that they maybe could have avoided entirely had they brought the TPA in previously.
So one question that happens a lot is companies either start using temporary employees or stop using temporary employees. What are some of the issues that can come up during those kinds of scenarios?
The words temporary employee also make me cringe a little because different people mean different things when they talk about temporary. They think of temporary, but really it's more of a leased employee situation. Sometimes, and this is where you leverage the knowledge base of your TPA, a temporary employee isn't just I call a temp for 3 days, they come in and answer my phones and they leave. When you're looking at longer term, you may actually have common law employees that you didn't mean to have, and they may have to get covered by your plan. So when you're bringing in these outside employees, whether you call them temporary or they're called leased, you probably should consult with your TPA to just determine, is this a group of folks I have to worry about for my plan, or can I also keep them out of the plan without any consequences?
For example, if they work 1,000 hours or more, they have to be included, correct?
If they are common law employees, absolutely. But there are scenarios where I can have leased employees that don't meet the test for common law, and they may work 1,000 hours, but I don't have to include them. And it's those nitpicky areas of the law that we don't expect plan sponsors to understand, and that's why you have to have an expert to do it.
Very good. Well, thanks for your time today, Allison, and thank you for watching 401k TV.